Okay, question 3. Water is flowing from tank number 1 to tank number 2, as shown in the picture. Originally, tank 1 had 1,540 gallons in it. Tank 2 had 236 gallons. Water is draining. So, as water leaves tank 1, it's going into tank 2 at a rate of 6 gallons per minute, and thus filling up tank 2 at a rate of 6 gallons per minute. Write an equation for each tank that models the volume of water in gallons as a function of the number of minutes in M that the water has been flowing. So our variables are M for minutes and V for volume in gallons. So what we want to do is describe what's happening in tank 1. So tank 1 has 1,540 gallons of water, but those gallons are decreasing every minute. So our slope is actually -6 because it's losing 6 gallons every minute. So our equation is V equals -6M because we're losing 6 gallons every minute plus 1,540 because that's what we started with. But that number is never going to be that big again because water is leaving tank number 1. So in tank number 2, notice it starts out low. There's only 236 gallons, but every minute the amount of water in tank 2 is increasing. So that's going to have a positive slope of 6 gallons every minute. So those are our two equations, -6M plus 1540 and 6M plus 236. So the big idea here is both of these are equal to V. So when we look at V, it says find out how long it takes to the nearest minute for the two tanks to have the same number of gallons. So what we want to do is set these equations equal to each other because when they're equal, they have the same number of gallons in both tanks. So the way we do that is we just substitute in -6M plus 1540 for V. So we have our equation -6M plus 1540 equals 6M plus 236. So what we want to do is get rid of -6M. So what we're going to do is add 6M to both sides of our equation. Now notice when we do that, the 1540 is all alone on the left, and 6M plus 6M is 12M plus 236. So now our goal is to get 12M alone. So we want to subtract 236 from both sides. Now on the right-hand side, the 236 just goes away, which is what we want, and we get 12M alone. On the left, 1540 minus 236 gives us 1,304. So now we're going to take that 1304 equals 12M, and we're going to divide both sides by 12 to get M alone. Notice this does not come out to be a pretty result. It's actually 108.66 all the way down, repeating actually. So we'll round that to 108.67, and that should be fine. Now we come back to context of the problem. Remember what our variables mean. V is the volume of water in the tank. M is number of minutes. 108.67 is how many minutes it takes. If you remember, there's 60 minutes in an hour. 2 hours equals 120 minutes. Since 120 is greater than 108.67, it will take shorter than 2 hours for the tanks to be the same. And that's what we want to write as our response. It will take less. Now, my question for you is, can you use the work that we've done to tell me how much water is in each tank when they're the same?